Hey guys, I hope you're having a great day. It's time for another update on my journey through No Man's Sky. Today, I'm pleased to announce that I finally got around to experiencing the multiplayer, and managed quite a few hours in that, so let's start with how I feel about it. Multiplayer, for the most part, is 2 to 4 players cooperating to achieve more together than they would otherwise. I, however, like to think I really enriched my online experience early on by creating my own fun. Upon meeting a friend on a planet, I took a couple pot shots in their direction with my multi-tool for fun, and they gave chase until I held up in a rundown procedurally generated structure surrounded by these things called humming eggs. For those unaware, if you destroy a humming egg, it causes these creatures to come up from the ground and swarm the player. So once my friend followed me into the building, I quickly destroyed a humming egg and made a run for it. The building was now being surrounded, and with my friend trapped inside, I managed to get away scot-free, up until they started trying to run me down with their ship. So aside from trolling friends, what else did I do during my multiplayer adventure? Well, for starters, my friend had yet to get a freighter, so I decided to start off by flexing on them and summoning mine around the planet. When we both hopped onto my freighter, we decided to attempt a few of the missions on my capital ship. It was around this time the freighter's bugginess decided to return, with a vengeance. My friend also encountered several problems, ranging from map marker issues to being murdered when I did things while on my freighter. As fun as the multiplayer can be at times, it's still not the most refined experience. Also, there isn't much more to say about multiplayer. I can pretty much sum it up as anything you can do alone, you can do with friends, but that's really all you need. No Man's Sky is in part about exploration and discovery, and to a lesser extent, it can also be about building bases and making your mark. Being able to share your discoveries and make your mark with friends makes doing such activities more meaningful. Since I was many hours ahead of my friend, it was also a lot of fun flexing on them with my superior ship and bases, and maybe trolling them a bit. But besides that, if I wasn't able to show off of the cool stuff I found, then the game still would have been okay, but a little lonely. The No Man's Sky Next update was the game's most important one for that exact reason. This game's experience is one that needed to be shared with others. Alright, so I think I'm going to move away from the multiplayer now and talk a little bit about another big part I have yet to touch on. Multiplayer alone doesn't really give me enough to talk about for a full video, so I think I'll change my focus towards bases and building. Things started a bit slow with this part of the game for me, as I'm easily distracted by shiny things, and unfortunately for me, it required me to go to so many planets that I was bombarded by so many shiny things. Also, once again, bugs reared their ugly heads, slowing my progress a little, but problems were only minor, and nothing outright halted my progression. Most of these problems stemmed from me placing base NPCs on my freighter originally. I swear, freighters are the bane of my existence in No Man's Sky. A real shame, as they are so cool. Anyway, the game ends up having you build rooms for various stations that help you unlock a range of things such as more base features, farming, multi-tool related items, and land vehicles. You need to hire NPCs to work in each station, and they will give you a line of missions to follow, and as you do, you will earn a constant stream of useful items and gear, both for when you're at your base, as well as for when you're exploring other planets. My favorite rewards so far have to be the vehicles. They make getting around on planets so much easier. With vehicles, you don't have to worry about life support as often, and they are much quicker than walking, though I have heard that they aren't very good if you've upgraded your suit a bunch. The missions are a bit of a pain, and I have had some bug out. One notable example of one of these missions, an NPC tells you that he needs items from Sentinels when in reality he really wanted was 100 gold instead. I figured I'd mention that one as I actually had to look that one up. I think they messed up the dialogue or something on that one. The farming missions are also a bit of a trek, but being able to harvest resources from many planets in one location is really helpful, and doing these missions gives you yet another reason to go around and explore. The whole time you're doing these missions, your base is getting bigger and bigger, and I was really pleased with how it felt to run around my base, interacting with all the neat stuff I kept filling it with. Oh, but I should warn you that ladders kinda suck. A lot. I built 3 floors and at first had one long ladder between them, but ended up splitting the ladders into separate rooms. I don't know if I'm missing something, but for whatever reason, I kept getting stuck on the ladders, making getting to the middle floor extremely difficult. Maybe I was missing a control or something, but even so, ladders are way too sticky, and I'd go as far as to say that they are the biggest blemish on the entire base constructing experience. But as a whole, expanding my base has become one of my favorite activities. I've been completely obsessed with collecting all of the component blueprints since I started working on my main base. The number of available components feels really good, and though I've only dabbled with it a bit, combining base construction with the terrain manipulation can help in the creation of some really creative buildings. Anyway, that about sums up my experience so far. This will probably be my last No Man's Sky video for a little bit. During these 3 videos, I believe I covered the most important parts of the game, and I will be moving on to something new in my next video. I do intend to return to this game in future videos, and if you have suggestions for any No Man's Sky content you'd like me to make, then please let me know. Same goes for any other suggestions, really, but I feel like making No Man's Sky videos are well within my comfort zone, so they are more likely to be produced. But with that said, as always, I'd also like to ask what you think. Does multiplayer sound like fun? How about the bases? Let me know what you think in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, consider giving it a like, and subscribe if you'd like to see more. I'd like to thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you again soon. See ya!